Hmm. You know, you guys are interesting. I'm not sure sometimes. But oh hello again, guys. So it's interesting how this one is keeping up the video I made. I mean, I'm never gonna take it down. By the way, this is my channel. I can do whatever I want. Though it is interesting. So this guy in particular, you might see him because there aren't that many common. But this particular guy has been shredded. He's been saying that I'm lying or I'm strawmanning and stuff. Just 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 telling me all saying that I'm just that I'm not listening to anything. I'm just boring everything's on slavery and it's not that. It's like, okay, dude, I get it. You believe that's you have the same thinking that every other lost causer has, and it's simply just that it was those toxins and things rights. It had nothing to do with the very Constitution itself. And, okay, and the thing is, I just don't get you. Like, I don't get you guys. Like, what's so bad about Lincoln? Like, generally, what did he did that has such horrible effects on everything? Like, what? Is it because of the Civil War? I mean, again, the South brought it upon itself, but so considering that it was the one who shot at Sumter. Like, the way that Razor Fist tried to portray the whole something thing, he seemed like, well, everything was peaceful, everything, but Lincoln forced the South to shoot them. But like, no, like, what right did they have? It was out in the river, and here's the thing that you people kind of miss. Sumter wasn't doing anything. Yeah, they sent some more soldiers in there, but nothing was happening at that fort. All the area was under the South. South under the South. They just it just one fort. And they had no reason to do that. And considering that they knew themselves that they should have known themselves that they would have lost international support if they were the ones who first shot, it does that kind of makes them the idiots for doing it in the first place. I mean, 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 apparently to you guys, it should have been so obvious that Fort Sumter was actually a trap by the dastardly Abraham Lincoln. But after on the but that's an actual straw man because when you look at it, Beauregard shot under his own instructions. You can check, and he basically is the one who started it, and he wasn't even that good of a general to begin with. But hey, who's there? Oh, also the subject of Abraham Lincoln wanted to destroy the South, let Sherman did it. Yeah, okay, so we could talk on and on about how destructive Sherman's march is or was, because again, the information is is based on on a lot of sources, and we can't really trust all Southern accounts because for all we know, they will be making up stuff because again, they hated the North, so I can't just take everything. So we have to take everything with a grain of salt. Though yes, there was war crimes that happened in the in Sherman's march, but it is to be noted that it was mainly because of stragglers. It wasn't because Sherman purposely did it. And even though he did say yes, I want to destroy it, he was talking about the economy. He was just talking about talking about the crops and stuff. It was total war, and they were in a war. And even though it may not be the same total war as we see it, it was enough to break the South. And he was trying to win a war. So again, are we going to treat? It's a whole thing like the bombings during World War II and all that. But it's kind of weird. But you're gonna be like, hey, what about the Confederates? They wanted to they were victims in all this. But true. But you know why they never really tried to burn and stuff in the North? Because they actually wanted to, but they didn't have the chance because they were beaten back in Antietam and Gettysburg. But there were generals that completely said, yes, we would want to destroy and rampage to destroy the economy of the North. Like Stonewall Jackson. You can check. He said it. That man said it himself. So, and other Confederate generals and leaders also said the same thing. It's just that again they never got the opportunity. It's always that Sherman got the opportunity. But it's kind of weird how you try to act like try to put all the blame, that only the you that it's kind of weird. Okay, it's kind of weird how Razor Fist is trying to portray that all the whole stuff was done by the Union. Nothing, the South didn't do anything. It's like, well, the South either have done it, or it's worse, or they wouldn't have been able to, but had in mind to do it. Like for example, you on the vehicle cover of this guy, I'm not gonna name him. I don't care because he's just a tiresome lost causer, honestly. Because I can't tell what else. On the topic of Lincoln arrested opponents, well, not really opponents, just people who talk bad on him on the thing. Do you think it's him who directs them, or it's just his secret police? Yeah, secret police. And the thing is that the secret police did not kill these people. If he was a actual dictator, an actual one, not just one that was given that name just for the sake, sake of YouTube. If he actually was an actual dictator, he would have killed those people on the spot. They would have been executed. They would have been jailed for life with life or died of starvation. They would have they would have been shot in a back alley and not heard from again, like certain other actual tyrants and dictators, cough, Stalin. But he did it. All he did was just exile them to Canada. Now, to me, that sounds like a better deal, considering that at least Canada isn't suffering from food shortages. At least they get to live. And honestly, if you want to live, like you could say that it's wrong for him, but in comparison, what he could have done, or what the political police could have done against them, it kind of is trite when you try to compare him to other actual dictators. On the topic of the benevolent dictator, again, you talk about habeas corpus. Yes, there's a slippery slope with that, but again, civil war. You can't. There are certain things that are gonna happen because of the war, but you're gonna say that, oh, he's evil because of it. Well, he can't exactly have people decry and want to destroy the Union in its own country. He always has people outside of it. Next, it's the secession. There's a belief raised by Razor Fist that the secession was a secession crisis. They wasn't going to get to a war. I believe that's a lie, because everything the South was actually doing when they were seceded to the contrary. Because it wasn't just peacefully taking those forts; they were attacking them. Many of them, all those forts, all those forts, all those armories, they attacked them, mind you. They attacked them, legit attacked them. Like, history's there. There isn't. I'm not taking it from official source. You can find them anywhere. It's right there. They did attack places before, and the fact for now you may say, oh, this is evidence because Lincoln actually wanted a war. Well, here's the thing. Lincoln wouldn't. Okay, I'm gonna explain that later. But again, the South wasn't unguilty of this, and then it's the Fort Sumter when that happened. That was South's fault. The South, the South brought the war upon itself. If like, are we going to say that they not should have known that firing on Fort Sumter and harassing the North was going to cause them war? Maybe to you, by hindsight, it should have been clear, but to the Confederates, they wanted to take everything, so they did not care about that, or at least because everyone thought that the war would end quickly. But we all know with wars, they didn't. He's not even around anymore. I'm just tailoring my basic because he's a saying. Calling Abraham Lincoln of all people a dictator is kind of a stretch. Like, trying to even on the basics of it, it's just, I don't see it, and it's not even because of who Abraham Lincoln looks. It's just that, I mean, you could call him a flawed leader, but what else was he supposed to do? Just have the Union destroyed What was that supposed to do for anyone? Like, like, what is, like, I honestly know about the lost cause. They would have loved the South to be there, so for because they're wet dreams. But what would that to mean for blacks? Like, do you really think that slavery would have really ended by 1800, by the late 1800s? For all we know, it could have been extended towards industrialization. It could have been made worse. For all we know, even if they had stopped slavery, it could have simply have made into a worse Jim Crow or a worse segregation laws or something that's even worse than apartheid, considering just how bad racism was in the South, especially under the Confederacy. Do you know that the Confederacy, the instant the the Union, or when the Union decided to do colored soldiers, colored troops, they literally made a decree that any soldier they find, they would enslave, but most likely kill. And that led to the Fort Pillow massacre. Now, that kind of now that doesn't sound like a country that doesn't care about slavery or racial relations at all, though, does it? And again, we could point out that, and many people want to be like, oh, sure, I'm just bring out slavery, but I can't, because if you want to talk about battles, if you want to talk about campaigns, we would not have to talk about slavery. But Razor Fist did not do that. He's talking about the causes of it and the causes of the war. He did. No matter how you try, even though he's trying to say he's lost, not a lost causer, he's also misguided. Misguided. He said he must have was like he read a book that told him that certain thing about Abraham Lincoln, and he just ran with it instead of really looking into it and what was happening in those days. I'm just all saying that Abraham Lincoln was not a tyrant, a flawed leader, but a tyrant. I don't see it. And also for the centralization of power, again, that was of the times and of war, and especially a civil war. But in comparison to others, because here's the thing: if he actually was centralizing power, if he truly was doing that for the federal government, why did Reconstruction fail horribly? Why did Jim Crow happen? By that logic, Andrew Johnson could have instantly just had blacks gain all their freedoms and not have to worry about being harassed by white supremacists there. Again, like you may say, it's not about racial relations as such, but when you see the results of such ideologies like the Lost Cause manifest into the worst of race relations to the point where where the early 1900s was called the worst period of race relations in American history, I can't really take it out of it. And even by the Civil War, you can't taxes and states' rights. Here's the thing: the states' rights thing boils down to slavery. No matter what they say, there was nothing other than the fact that they could own slave. What the South cared about in the South Constitution. They literally have more than 100 words related to slavery in their own constitution. When I see you people try to defend and say that the war was not about slavery, you're just lying to my face at that point, or just you either are just misguided or you're just straight up lying to my face. Now, we could do this all day. We could complain in the comments, or that I'm just don't know what I'm doing, and I'm sure I'm at it. I'm really not. I just don't see it. The reason why I made a rant video is simply because I don't think it's historically authentic. Because the evidence, even with everything, just doesn't point him out to be that. And what Razorfist was doing was his own version of Charmander, and narrowing of everything and taking all historical context to portray Abraham Lincoln as some evil tyrant, even though when you actually look at the entire situation, he really wasn't. and in fact Jefferson Davis and the Confederacy actually was way more tyrannical than the Union ever could be realistically. Like you can't like again, this information is there. Like, hey, that guy in the comments, you may hate that touche, but he talked about that stuff. If you actually watch this video instead of just hating the guy for just actually having getting guy for the sake of it, you might actually learn something. Like, and this is the thing, I don't just watch Touche to learn this. I also look at other factors. But I'm just other factors as well. I read about the Civil War as a child. I recognized as early as a child that a lot of the Civil War was about was about slavery, or at least the effects of it. Bleeding Kansas, Dred Scott, the fact that the South was wanted to get more slave states but couldn't because couldn't couldn't just couldn't. Look, the point is, I'm not gonna change it. I'm not gonna take it out. And honestly, you people interacting with it is actually making me happier because hey, at least my channel is getting views. And hey, if you, hey, thanks you man, you commented. That means it might have more successful the web, so more people know about me. So hey, hey, could be a win for me. But well, I mean, you don't really need to watch my videos. Like, you clearly know that I'm not any lost cause or hated of the Union. I like America. America, I'd rather have an actual America than two. One North and one racist South country. God knows. God help us if there ever was one. Like, I don't get you people. Like, I understand the lost causers because they fetishize that stuff, but I don't understand you, the particular misguided ones, the ones that hate the Union, hate everything about it. And it's like, do you think the world will be a better place if the Confederacy had well hell seceded? That they got what they wanted, that they forced the Union to give up to forget the great part impairment which was America? Oh, what a great place that would have been for you. I mean, I don't know if you were black or white, but I'm just saying, like, if you're a particular other race, I don't even think Martin Luther King could even deal with and he already had a horrible time before it. I'm sorry this got political, but hey, you guys are the ones who brought it up, but you're the guys who wouldn't shut up about it. I don't really care. I just make videos that I want. And for you guy who said I shouldn't be making any more of these, no. This is my channel. I can do what I want. And besides, it's just random. I might make a rant about, hey, World War II or World War One or some other topics, or maybe gaming, or heck, even anime. I ever think about it. But I'm not gonna change my stance on this because this is just a stupid thing. And again, Lost Cause was spouting this bullcrap before Razor Fist had. It's just that Razor Fist is just misguided and just thinking that. Like, that's what I just feel like. He's misguided. I'm not hating on the guy, if that's what you're all thinking. He's just misguided. That's all he is. He is. He's good at everything else. He's just misguided in this topic. So, let's see. See you guys next video. And see ya.